Hi, boys and girls. We have been learning all about teen numbers this week, and we learned that a teen number is one group of 10 and some ones left over. Can you say all of your teen numbers? Let's say them together. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Today, we're going to explore how to write those teen numbers in expanded form. And this really sets the groundwork for learning place value. So you should all recognize some of these familiar things on this page. We just learned about these and really started exploring them more. Our base 10 blocks. Right here we have a group of 10. This long rectangle stands for 10. And these small squares stand for 1. They represent 1. Here, we haven't used this in a very long time, but this should be very familiar to all of you, and that is a number bond. Remember when we talked about number bonds, we talked about part, whole. Remember we stuck out one hand that was part, the other hand was a part, and then we put them together to make a whole. So part, whole. So this bottom is number sentence boxes. They just don't have numbers in them. We're going to be filling in each of the boxes. The two blue squares, those are the parts. What do you think the yellow square is going to be? That is our whole, because we have a part plus a part equals a whole. So let's go up here to the top and count our blocks. We know that one long, that's a 10. So we have 1 10 and 1 2 ones. Let's count these together. 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to write my number 12 right in there. So we have one group of 10 and 1, 2, 2 ones. The long stands for the one group of 10. The 2 stands for the 2 ones left over. So if we are going to fill in our number bond, we know that 12 is our whole number. Now we want to start thinking in groups of tens, the whole tens, and then the ones that are left over. So if we look back up here again, we have 1 10 left over. I'm not just going to put 1 in there though, because this 1, it doesn't just stand for one of the blocks, it actually stands for 10 of the blocks. So I'm going to put 10 in there. And then I'm going to look over here at my 2. I have the 2 left over. So does that make sense? 10 and 2 more equals the whole of 12. It does. If you put 10 in your head and you count up 2, that equals 12. Now we need to come up with a number sentence for this. Again, we're just going to take our 2 parts and add them together. So part 1 is 10. Part 2 is the number 2. And that equals our whole of 12. Good. Let's go ahead and look over here on the red box. So let's go ahead and count our blocks again. Can you go ahead and try to count those before we do it together? Let's go ahead and count. We have our whole group of 10. I do not need to count those individually. I just put 10 in my head and I start counting on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to write 18 in the box. So 18 is my whole number. Again, I'm going to go over here and look at my 2 different digits. 8 is how many ones I have, and the 1 is how many tens I have. So I know that I have one group of 10. I'm not just going to write 1, I need to write 10 because that 1 represents 10, not just 1. And then I have 8 left over. So if I put 10 in my head, I count up 8. That is going to give me my whole of 18. So I'm going to write my number sentence. Part plus part equals my whole. This is called expanded form. I did not just write 18. I added the group of 10 plus my ones to give me my whole. Let's go over here and do the yellow box. We're going to count one group of 10. And then how many ones do I have? 4. I don't even really need to count, but you can if you need to. I just noticed that I had one group of 10, so I put my 1 in my tens digit, and then I put my 4 ones in my ones digit. So I see that I have 14. If you want to double check, you can go back and count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to put 14 as my whole number. I have one group of 10, and I have 4 ones. I'm going to do my part plus my part to equal my whole. I have another Jamboard that looks a lot like this one. You're going to go ahead and work through 3 problems that look almost identical to this. After you're done with this, then you can go practice using the boom cards.